Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm back trying to list items for my eBay. I was going to list this Captain America Marvel from the Marvel Legends line. It's the Ultimate Captain America, but I've had this for almost 20 years, and it looks like the shield's paint has bled out. So what that means is that since it's such an old figure, like the paint has expired, or it's like I tend to keep these in like plastic bags, right? So like plastic bags tend to have like a little acidity to them, and so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the plastic bag over time has forced the paint to bleed out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to restore it, and what I do is I'm going to use some nail polish remover, and make sure when you do this, like, make sure you have open windows and proper ventilation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rub off the paint, and I'm just wondering if they would have used like proper sealant, like you know how you have like a acrylic finisher, would the paint would it have bled as well? I'm just wondering about that, because I doubt that, like, in the factory manufacturing of this product, that they seal it with like a fixative, right, so that the paint won't bleed. And I doubt they did that. But it's also a 20-year-old figure. So I was considering reselling this, but I guess not, since it's like this in this condition. It's the only Marvel Legends Captain America I have. I think that this has been my standard for like Captain America figures for like the last maybe 15 years. And so I've forced myself to not pick up any Captain America figures, because that is a pretty close representation of like comic books and the movie line. It's as close to that as you can get. So I just stuck with that, like my imagination can do the rest. So the base, unfortunately, the paint from the shield has also bled onto the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear off the paint with the nail polish remover, and I'm also going to use this. I'm going to use painter's tape. The adhesive on painter's tape, honestly, it kind of sucks. So I also, here's like my craft section, and don't mind the mess, but like, honestly, when I'm trying to turn like my room into like a home office. So I'm still like, I'm trying to figure out, like, like, sometimes I just it blends, like it blurs the lines between like my workspace and like my recreational space. So I'm trying to unblur those lines, just so I can get more work done. But it is a process. So I'm going to use like masking tape to cover all the spots where I'm not gonna, rub off like the bled paint, because if I don't want to take off this finish, I don't think I have like this particular finish, but they did so well with this finish, with this like dark copper finish, and that the black like overtones of it. I don't want to get rid of that, but I do want to clear off that white paint. So yeah, that's the plan. And so I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you the results of that. So I got a bit sidetracked with my project, but I will show you what I did. I'm just closing the blinds here. I will show you what I did so far. I did strip off the paint off the shield, and I did strip the paint off of the stand. So I'll show you that. But I did get sidetracked because I did talk to my brother today, all the way out in Jacksonville. Shout out to my brother. Yeah, and it's actually Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, all of the single fathers, all of the fathers who don't get to see their children as often as they would like. All of the mothers who are playing the role as fathers. To all of the fathers, no matter what your situation is. So often in this current climate of society, we treat fathers as expendable and not important in the lives of their children, and especially in society as well. That it's just making it very difficult to realize your own worth as a person and as a parent. I know I struggle with that on a daily basis because I don't get to see my daughter as often as I would like. But I just my suggestion is just to hang in there. Try to keep as much hope as you can, because it's without that it just gets very difficult. So it was nice to talk to my brother for a good amount of time. He is a very interesting conversationalist. He's very precise. He was in the military for about 22 years, so like just has these amazing stories about life and how he observes things and how he frames things. So it was great to hear from him for a while. And like my family situation is that like I don't get to see everybody all the time, and everybody's scattered throughout the world. But I think you have to make the effort, especially for myself, I have to make the effort to stay in their life, because if I don't, then it gets very difficult. But yeah, enough of that sidetrack. Again, happy Father's Day to everybody. What I did with the shield is I stripped off the paint. Now look, it looks bare boned, right? But then you also see that resin of like the white, and then it also bled into the back. So the thing with like the acetone, especially with the nail polish remover, is it's very strong. And so this is like a 20-year-old toy. The plastic isn't in its best shape. It's starting to deteriorate. So the good thing about this is that once I put on the acrylic paint and the finisher, I think it's just gonna pop that much more, and it's just gonna look better, and just an updated look will help coat the plastic, so it'll be much better. Also, the paint came off of the stand. What I'm going to do, I'm actually just gonna peel off the paint, the stickers right now, just to show you. So what happened was that I used the acetone, or the nail polish remover, to strip the paint off of the stand. But what it also did is it stripped off the paint, or the metallic finish, and the dry brushing from the stand. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me, but I tried to get off as much paint as I could, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reapply that that finish, and then I'm going to put the acrylic finisher on there, or maybe a gloss finisher. But look how clean that looks again. That looks much better, much better. So I'm gonna apply a glossy finish to fix that, and it's gonna look like new. So after I'm done with all this work, I mean, I might end up keeping this character, this toy. You know, you put into, whenever I put work into like a shoe or a figure or whatever, it's very hard for me to part ways with it. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. So far I'm liking the process, and sometimes that's what it's about, right? Sometimes it's not about the finished product, it's about the process. Yeah, so we'll get to that. All right, so next. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so here's a better view of the Captain America shield, and what it looks like after I stripped off the paint. Looks like the acetone was way too strong, and the rest of the paint was beginning to wear out, so it was just only a matter of time before it all wore out. So wore out. So I'm gonna let that be for a while. I'm just gonna let it dry for like at least a day, and then I'm gonna start painting it white, and then start layering the colors, just so I could have a vibrant shield again. And then this is what it looks like. You can see like the differences in gloss on the stand. I don't know if you could possibly see it. I mean, it's more apparent on the eagle. If you see the differences right there, the gold is wearing out because of the acetone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it like that. I think that's a cool finish. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a like a black like varnish on it, and then I'm gonna put the glossy finish on it as well, the acrylic glossy finish, and it's gonna come out really nice. I think I might have to fix this part though, like that might need to be fixed. But yeah, I'm not gonna finish this today. This is a lot more labor intensive than what I bargained for today. But what I am going to do is I'm going to open up, move these to the side. I did promise I'm going to open up these mini mates, and you know, since I made a promise, I have to keep it, right? So I'm going to open these guys up. I'm going to show you what they look like outside of the box. And then I'm going to find storage for them. This is probably going to be the most difficult one to find storage for. But yeah, I'm really excited for these. I picked these up on eBay maybe the end of last year, I think. So yeah, let's get to it.